No, we're good.
All right, everyone. Ken Drennan with Sticky.
Sticky Wilson was a simple man who liked bowling, washing his car on the weekend, and
Jacking off.
Jerking off.
You like bowling?
Like I said, he was a simple man. They called him Sticky because whenever he bowled, he'd talk to the ball. He'd say, "Come back, come back, come on, come on." And when it didn't come back, he'd say, "It's sticky. The land's sticky. What can I do about that?" But Sticky was actually a very good bowler. Back in '99, he won the state championships against a fellow named Mum. Against a fellow named Mum. And in that game, he actually needed a turkey. In the final frame, the turkey is 3 strikes to win that, and he did that against Mum. Unfortunately, after that, Sticky never played another competitive game of bowling because he was worried his reputation could only go down. And so he never played. Sticky was married. He had a wife. She was a good wife. She cooked and cleaned and took good care of him. Her name was Wilma, although most people referred to her by her nickname of
Slut.
Slut. And one day he was in the living room and she was angry and he said, "Slut, what's the problem?" And she said, "Look, you haven't worked or done anything for 10 years. The bank's going to come and take the house. What's going on?"
Kay's not going to have a home.
She's going to kick him out of the home. And she said, "Look, if you don't go out and bring some money in by the end of the month, I swear I am going to
have an orgasm."
Have an orgasm. He was very concerned about that because she was extremely loud. He didn't want that. And so he went down to the bowling center to try and start to get some private lessons teaching bowling. And he'd go up to people who were just having a game and give them advice. He'd say, bend down a little bit more, or
take it up the ass,
or take a drink of Cass. All kinds of things like that. Once actually, there was a couple bowling, and he pulled the boyfriend aside, and he said, "Look, if you want to help your girlfriend bowl better, you got to tell her she's got to
cuff them.
She's got to cuff them. She's got to cuff the hand." It's an old bowling thing. But none of these things were working, and he was thinking, I got to leave town, and so he packed his bags. But at the end of the month, right before he was ready to go, this stranger came into town. And he comes right up into the bowling, and then comes right up to Sticky, right into his face, and he
burps.
He burped in his face, and this was a shock for Sticky. By the time he recovered, he realized that this was the fellow that he had beaten all those years back in the final back in '99. And this fellow there, he is there. Times had been going downhill ever since. And he said, "Sticky," he said, "Sticky, I want a rematch. And I want it right now. And if you win, I'll give you $1,000. But if you don't win, you've got to come down to my house and
suck my balls.
And suck my balls." He'd seen this guy in action back in '99, and it wasn't a pretty sight doing that. So he was thinking about it. Sticky was actually a man of God. He was a man of God. He believed in forgiveness, and he believed in righteousness, and he believed strongly in
bestiality.
So he was contemplating this bet because of that. He had 3 principles in life. He didn't believe in gambling. He didn't believe in stealing. He didn't believe in
cocaine.
He faltered on a couple of those as well as the molestation. But he had to forget about the gambling on this occasion and play the bowling game because he needed the money. So the game got underway, and he's playing against this guy, and it's all going well. And it was just like old times. The guy had put on a lot of weight and it had gone downhill, but he was still a pretty good bowler. And people started to come to the centre to watch this game from near and far. They came along and they watched this game, and it was so noisy in there. It was like a hurricane, the shouting and the cheering that was going on. And just like back in '99, it was the final frame, and Sticky needed another turkey, and he bowled the first one down, and he got a strike. And as he was about to bowl the second one, a couple eloped right in the middle of the bowling alley, right in front of him to put him off. He wasn't sure what was going on there, but they moved out of the way, and he bowled the second ball, and he got it as well. He got his second strike, and the third strike, it came up, and as he was about to do that, a man with a dog came over, and he said, "Sticky, don't worry about the bestiality, you can do it." And he bowled the ball, and as he bowled that third ball for a strike,
Masturbated.
he masturbated. And he fell over right in the middle of it, and he lost the game, and he was just crying so sadly at that moment. And the other guy was cheering in elation, and he was just so happy, standing above Sticky at the front of the lane, masturbating. A little boy was in the crowd, and he looked at that like, "What are you doing? My God, you can't be doing that." And then he said, "It's Sticky. What can I do? It's Sticky."